Imagine a land blessed with diamonds, gold, oil, sunlight, and souls, yet cursed by the world for having too much. A continent whose power lies not just in its ground, but in its people. Now imagine all of that power, united. One flag, one voice, one destiny. That idea, it terrifies some. Because if Africa ever unites, truly unites, the balance of global power will shift forever. This is not fiction. This is a story of truth buried under decades of division, denial, and deliberate sabotage. This is why the West fears a united Africa. Now let's rewind. Berlin, 1884. European powers gather, not to discover Africa, but to divide it. No African voice in the room. No African interest in the decision. With a ruler and red ink, borders were drawn through kingdoms, cultures, families. This wasn't exploration. It was theft. The aim? Divide and conquer. Because a united Africa, with a shared language, a shared history and shared goals, would be unstoppable. So they carved it up like a prize roast and they called it progress. Fast forward. Independence movements rise, but the seeds of division remain. Borders, languages, currencies, all tailored to keep Africa fragmented. Why? Because unity is power. And power in African hands was never part of the Western plan. Africa is not poor. Africa is robbed every single day. It has over 30% of the world's natural resources, from cobalt in Congo to gold in Ghana, from uranium in Niger to lithium in Zimbabwe. The continent is the backbone of modern technology. Your phone, your electric car, your solar panel. They live because Africa bleeds. But what if Africa stopped bleeding? What if it owned its minerals, refined its oil, built its factories, and traded with itself? That would mean no more cheap extractions, no more billion-dollar contracts for pennies on the dollar. It would mean an Africa that sets prices, not receives them. That is why unity is dangerous, to those who profit from division. Right now, Africa is 54 nations with 54 different foreign policies, 54 trade rules, 54 armies. But what if it wasn't? 1 voice at the UN, 1 seat at the Security Council, 1 African passport, 1 trade bloc. The African Continental Free Trade Area, already the biggest in the world by country count. The message becomes clear: Africa no longer waits for permission. A united Africa could say no to foreign military bases, no to predatory loans, no to GMO food dumping, no to puppet regimes. It could also say yes, yes to its own terms, its own treaties, its own destiny. Every time an African leader has seriously pursued unity, they've faced deadly consequences, often with foreign fingerprints. Kwame Nkrumah, who championed a United States of Africa, was overthrown in a coup widely believed to have been backed by Western intelligence. Thomas Sankara, the revolutionary leader who reclaimed land and defied imperialism, was assassinated, with strong evidence linking the plot to foreign interests and regional collaborators. Muammar Gaddafi, who pushed for a gold-backed African currency and continental institutions, was brutally killed after years of challenging Western dominance. The message has been consistent: African unity is dangerous, not to Africans, but to those who have long profited from a divided continent. Now, a new generation is rising. Ibrahim Traoré in Burkina Faso, Assimi Goïta in Mali, Abdourahmane Tiani in Niger. They speak of sovereignty, independence, and solidarity. And, once again, sanctions, media campaigns, threats. The old pattern returns, but so does a new defiance. But here's what's different now: the youth. Over 60% of Africa's population is under 25. They are connected. They are angry. They are awake. They're asking, why are we exporting cocoa and importing chocolate? Why do we use colonial currencies? Why are our leaders richer abroad than at home? They don't just want change. They are building it. Through tech, through art, through protest, through policy. Africa is rising. And not as a collection of broken states, but as one body with many voices. That's the fear, that's the hope, and that is the future. Africa's greatest weapon has never been its gold, its oil, or its diamonds. It is its people. And when those people stand together, no border can divide them, no empire can silence them, and no force can stop them. Unity is not a dream, it is a decision. And that decision is Africa's to make.